Hello everybody, this is Shadow0. I'll bring you another episode of Dragon Age Inquisition. This is episode 4, and today I want to talk to all the people in the Inquisition. Starting with you two. Cassandra?
Ugh.
Honestly, I really don't want to get into a romance with Cassandra. Honestly, I'm just gonna be honest. Are you alright?
Worried?
Is it that obvious?
I'm afraid so.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool. And they may be right.
Honestly, what do you believe?
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
What happens next?
What's going to happen now?
Now, we deal with the Chantry's panic over you before they do even more harm. Then we close the breach. We are the only ones who can. After that, we find out who is responsible for this chaos, and we end them. And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them.
Okay, that's reasonable.
I only pray the price is not too high.
You had to do it.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I? My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
Honestly, you had cause. You were worried. I was the one in the middle of an explosion, now that I think about it, so you sort of have the right.
It wasn't like you had no reason to suspect me.
I was determined to have someone answer for what happened. Anyone. You've said you believe you're chosen. Does that mean you believe in the Maker?
Honestly, you might not approve this, but I'm not sure.
I can't really say.
I suppose it doesn't matter now. I have to believe we were put on this path for a reason, even if you do not. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us.
Let's see, can I talk to you again, or...
It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
Okay, two different types.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
You don't know?
I thought you knew that.
I suppose I could ask Liliana. She has collected a frightening amount of information on you. But I don't want to ask her. I want to hear it from you.
Honestly, I'll tell you the truth.
The Circle of Magi at Osterley. At least until the rebellion began.
Yes, I suppose that would have required you to stay on the move. Tell me, do you consider the Free Marches your home? Are you eager to go back?
Honestly, home's wherever I'm at. I'm adaptable.
Wherever I am is home enough for me.
That's how I feel now, after years of tending to business for the Divine.
Tell me about yourself.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
Honestly, I'm trying to be friendly.
No motivation beyond making things between us less...
Antagonistic?
Yeah.
Exactly.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentecost. daughter of the royal house of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lord.
Honestly, yeah, I sort of knew you worked for the Divine, but you're royalty?
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentaghasts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentaghasts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
Honestly, I can see why you'd leave them. It's like, I can see why some people would be happy, but it has to be a little claustrophobic.
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that.
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentaghasts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
What happened to him?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
Okay, so you worked for the Divine?
So you were the right hand to the Divine.
The Divine Justinian, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
What exactly does it mean to be a right hand?
But what does a right hand do exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You believed in her?
You thought she could really change things?
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes
Makes
in.
sense.
It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
That's all for now.
I'll let you get back to work.
Yeah, right now I think I should talk to Cullen in this cluster training that's going on.
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Block with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
I like to stand out.
At least I got everyone's attention.
That you did. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
Honestly, I believe this marked by our only help.
I must have this mark for a reason. It will work, I'm sure of it.
Provided we can secure aid, but I'm confident we can. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new Divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
Honestly, I like your... No, I don't like your enthusiasm. I don't mind. Lurking about this stuff is pretty useful.
You understand our situation. I appreciate your opinion.
Look around. Our people are well organized and committed. Despite what the clerics think, we are in the best position to help. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Ryden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
Okay, this is definitely giving me a culty feel, unfortunately. Okay, I'll talk to... What the? Whoa. Would have missed that. And what? Let's talk a little... Whoa. Let's talk to Colin one more time.
You traveled some distance to reach Herald. You're from the Circle in Ostwick?
Honestly, I'm glad to be away.
I was. It's exciting, being away from that life, being somewhere new. Maybe that's selfish, given what's happened.
No, it's only fair, I suppose. We are grateful for your assistance.
No. Anything I should know? Best
Is
question.
there anything I should know?
Not at present.
Why did the Templars leave?
Why would Templars break away from the Chantry?
The Order believes the Chantry no longer supports their efforts. Not to the extent they should.
Okay, what changed?
But the Templars have served the Chantry for ages.
And in that time, they've come to take the Order's services for granted. The Templars risk their lives against blood magic, demons, abominations, to feel as if those efforts are dismissed. I may disagree with the Order's actions, but I'm here as proof of it. I sympathize with their frustrations.
Tell me about your colleagues. Actually, wait. Yeah, tell me about the colleagues.
What do you think of the people you work with?
Who do you mean?
Tell me about Josephine. I'm interested in this person.
What do you think of our ambassador?
We have little in common. How she delights in meeting with nobles all day is beyond me. But I enjoy working with her.
Okay, and Leliana?
How do you like working with Leliana?
The Inquisition would not exist. I may not always agree with her methods, but she's more passionate about our cause than anyone. Cassandra may have declared the Inquisition publicly. Liliana is just as responsible for its formation.
Okay, tell me about our soldiers.
Are you satisfied with the Inquisition's forces?
Our numbers are small, but they suit our needs for the time being. Some Templars have joined us instead of following the Order. They've proven invaluable in training new recruits.
I got nothing left.
I should let you get back to work.
Okay, I'm learning more, which will be useful. And I want to get away from that fighting. Or training, I guess, but still. Now then, who's the next closest? You. I believe over here is Varric. I have a feeling me and you are going to get along very well.
So, now that Cassandra's out of earshot, are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the armies of the faithful. Most people would have spread that out over more than one day.
Honestly, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel. A lot of people have died, which isn't exactly a good thing. At the same time, I am happy I'm not dead, because being dead is not a sensation I think I want. But this isn't exactly bullshit either. I'm legitimately just trying to think what would be an accurate response, I guess. Since I feel stupid. Okay. Let's see. I can barely keep up, if I have to be honest.
I have no idea what's happening anymore.
That makes two of us. For days now, we've been staring at the breach, watching demons and maker knows what fall out of it. Bad for morale would be an understatement. I still can't believe anyone was in there and lived.
Why did you stay?
If it was that bad, why did you stay? Cassandra said you were free to go.
I like to think I'm as selfish and irresponsible as the next guy, but thousands of people died on that mountain. I was almost one of them. and now there's a hole in the sky. Even I can't walk away and just leave that to sort itself out.
Honestly, all this hasn't fully sunk in yet.
I'm still not sure I believe that any of this is really happening.
If this is all just the Maker winding us up, I hope there's a damn good punchline coming. You might want to consider running at the first opportunity. I've written enough tragedies to recognize where this is going. Heroes are everywhere. I've seen that. But the hole in the sky, that's beyond heroes. We're going to need a miracle.
One more thing to ask.
Need something?
Honestly, tell me about that red lyrium stuff. I've never really encountered it.
The red lyrium we found at the temple seemed to upset you.
My brother Bartrand and I sort of discovered red lyrium during an expedition in the Deep Roads. We located an ancient thaig, so old it barely looked dwarven. There was this idol there made of it. Bartrand brought it back to the surface, and, well, everything's gone downhill from there.
Okay. What is this stuff exactly?
So what is it? Just another kind of lyrium?
The red stuff is lyrium like a dragon is a lizard. It's not just a different color. It has a whole host of weirdness all its own. I've written to every mining cast house in Orzammar. No one's seen this stuff before or knows where it came from.
Okay. What can this stuff do?
What makes it special?
Regular lyrium can mess you up pretty badly, but you have to ingest it for that to happen. Red lyrium messes with your mind when you're just near the stuff. You hear singing, get violent, paranoid, and then it does creepy shit. Makes things float, brings statues to life. It also turned Kirkwall's Knight Commander to lyrium. Everyone's been kept at least 100 paces from it since.
Why was it in the temple then?
How did the red lyrium get in the Temple of Sacred Ashes?
I don't know. So as far as I knew, the only piece to make it to the surface was destroyed. And the location of the thaig it came from is a secret. Did someone find more of it in the Deep Roads? That's not a cheery thought.
Okay, that's enough, but I have another question
I think
for
that's
you.
enough on red lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
Sorry, but I want to ask you something. I'm curious about Hawk. I heard you worked with them.
I've read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Okay, first off, you had to have made up the Arashock fight. He probably was running around like a baby, probably like I would.
There is no way Hawk really could have killed the Arashock. He would have started a war with the Qunari.
I was told later that the Qunari disavowed his actions. Apparently the Arashock didn't get permission before he attacked Kirkwall, and the Qun didn't want another exalted march. When they finally sent a ship to haul the wrecked dreadnought away, they just said, "We will never speak of this again." As far as I can tell, that's the Qun's version of an apology.
Okay. Honestly, what happened with Arsano? He decided to go to blood magic all of a sudden? No logic.
In the book, you say that first Enchanter Orsino turned himself into a giant monster made of corpses. How? Why?
Do I look like an expert on magical weirdness to you? Well, I can't tell you how. For the why, all I can say is he was desperate.
Okay. What happened to all of Hawk's companions?
Where are the rest of Hawk's associates now?
Meryl decided to look after the elves left homeless by the fighting. She's done a pretty good job of keeping them away from the mages and Templars, so far. I guess she has plenty of practice avoiding stupid human battles with her old Dalish clan. Fenris has kept himself busy, hunting down the Tevinter slavers who came south to prey on the refugees. I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. You can usually follow the trail of corpses, though. Isabella went back to the raiders. She's calling herself an admiral now. I don't know if she's actually in charge or just has a really big hat. Might be the same thing, honestly. Sebastian went back to Starkhaven. I'm sure he's boring all sorts of people there. Hawk's little brother was off on some warden business near the Anderfell's border last I knew. Aveline is still guard captain. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall would fall into the sea if she quit her job.
Hey, I still have one more question. This driving me
Need
crazy.
I've read your tape.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
What happened to Anders?
What happened to the mage who destroyed the Kirkwall Chantry? The book never said.
He fled Kirkwall with the mages from the Circle. Stayed with them a while, but he had to move on. Somehow a lot of mages blamed him for making them live as fugitives. I don't know where he is now, and I don't want to know.
Okay, never mind.
Carry on.
Okay, I took care of talking to you about that. I'll investigate that later. Now I want to talk to the only other mage I've known here. Hello, Solus.
The chosen of Andraste, a blessed hero sent to save us all.
Honestly, I'm not a hero. I'm just a lucky bastard.
I've no interest in being a hero. All I want is to find a way to seal this breach.
Pragmatic, but ultimately irrelevant. I've journeyed deep into the Fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
Wait, you study ancient ruins?
What do you mean, ruins and battlefields?
Any building strong enough to withstand the rigors of time has a history. Every battlefield is steeped in death. Both attract spirits. They press against the veil, weakening the barrier between our worlds. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the Fade. I can find memories no other living being has ever seen.
How can you sleep there?
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins. Isn't that dangerous?
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
Okay. That is honestly just impressive.
I've never heard of anyone going so far into the Fade. That's extraordinary.
Thank you. It's not a common field of study for obvious reasons. Not so flashy as throwing fire or lightning. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay then. At least until the breach has been closed.
Was that in doubt?
I am an apostate surrounded by Chantry forces in the middle of a mage rebellion. Cassandra has been accommodating, but you understand my caution.
Honestly, I think Cassandra will protect you. She doesn't seem that bad, now that she understands the shite we're going through.
Cassandra trusts you. She won't let anyone put you into a circle against your will.
Thank you. I appreciate the thought. But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach.
Okay, I want to ask a little more about you. You're a little bit of a
Closing the
blank.
breach is our primary goal. But I hope we might also
Blank page,
discover
that's what I was
what was
looking
used
for.
to create it. Any artifact of such power is dangerous. The destruction of the Conclave proves that much.
You think it survived?
You don't think whatever created the explosion was destroyed in the blast?
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created the breach is unlike anything seen in this age. I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
Honestly, I agree. Whatever this is, we might need to destroy it ourselves or maybe study it, turn it into something good. One or the other.
We would do well to try to recover whatever created the breach.
Liliana's people have scoured the area near the blast and found nothing. Whatever the artifact was, it is no longer there. In any case, did you need me for anything?
Yeah, I wanted to learn about you.
I'd like to know more about you, Solus.
Why?
Honestly, I sort of respect you. The fact you went into the Fade and are basically alive and apparently sane is amazing.
You're an apostate. Yet you risked your freedom to help the Inquisition.
Not the same reason I said.
Wisest course of action when framed that way.
I appreciate the work you're doing, Solus. I just wanted to know more about you.
I am sorry. With so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
Okay, thank you. Why do you study the Fade?
What made you start studying the Fade?
I grew up in a village to the north. There was little to interest a young man, especially one gifted with magic. But as I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of wonders I had never imagined. I treasured my dreams. Being awake, out of the Fade, became troublesome.
That sounds a little dangerous, though.
Spirits try to tempt you.
No more than a brightly colored fruit is deliberately tempting you to eat it. I learned how to defend myself from more aggressive spirits, and how to interact safely with the rest. I learned how to control my dreams with full consciousness. There was so much I wanted to explore.
Clearly you woke up.
I gather you didn't spend your entire life dreaming.
No. Eventually, I was unable to find new areas in the Fade.
Why?
2 reasons. First, the Fade reflects the world around it. Unless I traveled, I would never find anything new. Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imaginations. To find interesting areas, one must be interesting.
Is that why you're here?
Is this why you joined the Inquisition?
I joined the Inquisition because we were all in terrible danger.
Yeah.
If our enemies destroy the world, I would have nowhere to lay my head while dreaming of the Fade.
Honestly, the sounds cool.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. In truth, I've enjoyed experiencing more of life to find more of the Fade.
How so?
You train your will to control magic and withstand possession. Your indomitable focus is an enjoyable sight, then. You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike because it leads to a destination you enjoy. As have I.
Okay. Where did you learn some of this stuff?
You said you traveled to many different places.
This world, or its memory, is reflected in the Fade. Dream in ancient ruins, and you may see a city lost to history. Some of my fondest memories were found in crumbling cities, long picked dry by treasure seekers, the best of the battlefields. Spirits press so tightly on the veil that you can slip across with but a thought.
Which battlefields did you go to? Did you go to like Ostagar, Kirkwall? And I'm referencing only recent things.
Any place in particular?
I dreamt at Ostagar.
Wow, I just
I
guessed
witnessed
that.
the brutality of the Darkspawn and the valor of the Ferelden warriors. I saw Alistair and the hero Ferelden light the signaled fire, and Logain's infamous betrayal of Kaelin's forces.
Tell me what happened.
I've heard the stories. It would be interesting to hear what it was really like.
That's just it. In the Fade, I see reflections created by spirits who react to the emotions of the warriors. One moment, I see heroic wardens lighting the fire, and a power-mad villain sneering as he lets King Kaelin fall. The next, I see an army overwhelmed and a veteran commander refusing to let more soldiers die in a lost cause.
You can't tell which is real.
It is the Fade. They are all real.
Okay, so basically it shows multiple sides. It's not just one person's perspective. It's every perspective. Have you ever worked with anyone?
Have you always traveled and studied alone?
Not at all. I have built many lasting friendships. Spirits of wisdom, possessed of ancient knowledge, happy to share what they had seen. Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and playful, would point out treasures I might have missed.
Wisdom and purpose?
I don't know of any spirits by those names.
They rarely seek this world. When they do, their natures do not often survive exposure to the people they encounter. Wisdom and purpose are too easily twisted to pride and desire.
Those are demon names.
You're saying that you became friends with Pride and Desire demons?
They were not demons for me.
Meaning?
The Fade reflects the minds of the living. If you expect a spirit of wisdom to be a pride demon, it will adapt. And if your mind is free of corrupting influences, if you understand the nature of the spirit, they can be fast friends.
Okay, that's amazing. That could be useful. Turn desire demons into those other kind?
I'm impressed that you could become friends with spirits.
Anyone who can dream has the potential. Few ever try. My friends comforted me in grief and shared my joy. Yet, because they exist without form, as we understand it, the Chantry declares that spirits are not truly people. Is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
Honestly, I do agree that spirits are people. Since, honestly, I've met people who don't have free will, and I know some people who have lots of it.
I hadn't thought about it that way. But I see your point.
I Thank you. Few are willing to entertain such a notion.
Goodbye.
We'll talk later. Goodbye.
Okay, just damn. Why are all of you so amazing? Makes it hard not to talk.
Have you heard about the refugees out in
I'm being overloaded. Did I miss someone over here, possibly?
Do you think the mages will be able
Leliana, I wanted to talk to you for sure.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just. Blessed are the righteous, the lights in the shadow. In their blood, the Maker's will is written. Is that what you want from us? Blood? To die so that your will is done? Is death your only blessing?
You speak for Andraste, no? What does the Maker's prophet have to say about all of this? What's his game?
How is this a game?
Do you see the sky? What about the temple ruins? The bones lying in the dust? Even if you didn't support the Divine's peace, you wouldn't call this right. Who could? So many innocent lives. The faithful murdered where the holiest of holies once stood. If the Maker willed this, what is it if not a game or a cruel joke?
I speak for no one but myself, and I have no answers for you.
Then we can only guess at what he wants. The Chantry teaches that the Maker abandoned us. He demands repentance for our sins. He demands it all. Our lives, our deaths. Justinia gave him everything she had, and he let her die.
Honestly, my sympathies.
I'm sorry. Her death has clearly hit you hard.
Not just me. All of us. She was the Divine. She led the faithful. She was their heart. If the Maker doesn't intervene to save the best of his servants, what good is he? I used to believe I was chosen, just as some say you are. I thought I was fulfilling his purpose for me, working with the Divine, helping people. But now she's dead. It was all for nothing. Serving the Maker meant nothing.
Honestly, let me help.
Maybe you have another purpose. I could help you find it.
No, this is my burden. I regret that I even let you see me like this. It was a moment of weakness. It won't happen again. Come. To work, then. We will speak later.
I want to ask you about something, actually, Leliana. But apparently you don't feel like talking, or maybe I need to move out of the way.
It's true. Butler has stand on us. I hope my hunch was wrong.
You knew him well?
Not as well as I thought. Show me the reports.
Hello.
There were so many questions surrounding Faria's death. Did he think we wouldn't notice? He's killed Faria, one of my best agents, and knows where the others are. You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
Let's see. Encourage Leliana to kill the traitor. Honestly, I think it's best I remain silent.
It will be done.
I'm sorry you had to see that. Trust me. Everything I do is to protect our interests. Now if you're happy, I have more work to do.
I'm just not debating this one. No. I wanted to ask you a question.
Reports of fade rifts and demons keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears now is the hope that someone out there can save them. You have to be that someone. No one else has any power over the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas will learn to trust the Inquisition.
Honestly, I'm curious, why do you care about the mages?
Why do you want me to seek out the rebel mages? Why do you care?
I've known mages. Some of them were better people than me. And yet I'm free and they're not. It's not right.
I like. honestly, I don't think I need to talk to you.
I'll leave you to your work.
I think I'm going to visit the war table quickly. I think I decided what I'm going to do a little work on there.
The Maker, fire.
Since I found out even if I'm not
As the moth
focusing here, it'll still progress on its own. So council, assemble. I love how I can just keep harassing them back and forth if I really wanted to. Ferelden, gathering coin. I want to do this. Based on how long each of these would take, yeah, I'm thinking I'll go just...
Has Cassandra spoken to you about my new recruits?
They are not your recruits, Commander. They're ours.
at your service.
Okay, that'll take a little while. Let's see, soldiers missing in Ferelden requires me to have more power. Scout the Storm Coast, useless. Tear no high ever, address the nobleman's concerns. The Tervarians. Let's see. Dear Lady Monlit, it is true distant relations to House Terralian are claiming close friendship with the Herald of Andraste. It is a boast of one man, but the boundaries of tact and decency are invisible to these mountain-backs. During a ball in the South Quarters, I witnessed a cousin 5 times removed from the Lord threatened to have the Inquisition fight his rival. He left the party after I made connections with the Inquisitors clear, but the problem stands. We must deal with his relatives taking the name in vain. Okay, so either falsify rumors of assassins... That's actually another tough one. So give me a moment. Harden Hightown 3, Varric's Revenge. Ruffles, I need a favor. Let's call it a loan. Since I'll pay it back, I got a letter from my editor in Kirkwall today. She tells me that Harden Hightown 3, the repunching appeared in print in an Antivan printer a couple weeks ago. I'll give you a moment to contemplate the horror that is that title. I had in my contacts in the Merchants Guild look for the author a couple years back. The best they could find after spending a couple hundred gold it was a Pyrathal Benelforth is a pen name. I could have told them that for free. Hey, you've got a connection to the Antivan print house. Maybe you can find out more. Okay, either I could go with the Crows or it doesn't work for him. I think Leliana would do good with this.
Let's see what we have.
And she's been to Kirkwall, I've heard. Okay, either I deal with someone who's died or a nobleman's concerns. The Inquisition says it's for order against chaos, reason and darkness. If you let this stand, come forth and drive the heretics from my land. They claim to be refugees, but I have seen elves and apostates among them. Filthy savages tearing at our roots. Our monarch refuses to send forth armies, and my own knights were decimated at the conclave. I require your aid to bring peace to my lands. Prove your loyalty and I'll see you richly rewarded. Oh yes, Lord Kekron, a pariah amongst even his peers. Let us send a polite refusal. If I could, we should take advantage of his rabies. My stat can harass them and move somewhere else. Or, yeah, I don't like how I would probably go with one of those. So I think I will honestly deal with Terran of Highever. This was, let's see. I know Terran Kuzland, I can't attend. Honestly, I'd send the Honor Guard. It feels right.
To work?
At least that's the vibe I get. I can't unlock Orlais yet. It's completely backed up for now. But at least I've finally taken care of this. Making friends and dealing with politics. That's what happened today is called. In the meantime, guys, this has been Shadowruler Zero, and I hope you enjoyed the Inquisition. I'll see you next time. Bye.